Yay! Welcome to the first game of the fourth, well, technically fourth set of the day. In the blue, we have Daniel playing as the Khmer. Yay! And in the green, we have Liereyy going for Japanese. So both kind of unexpected Civ picks, I'd say, for Arabia. Like, you know, considering the drafts they had, they have stronger civs in their draft as well. So both of them kind of maybe willing to they kind of want to want to test the water a little bit, test each other a little bit, but not sacrifice too strong of a Civ to do so. Although, Khmer is pretty good. Japanese are very flexible as well, even if there's not a lot of water on this map beyond these little ponds that have been added recently again, because it's King of the Desert 4. Yay. Alrighty, so I'm excited for this one. We're gonna keep Liereyy in the green. Do we want to change Daniel's color? Blue and green, that's fine, I think, right? Color-wise. I mean, it's not red and green. That would be worse. So we'll stick with blue and green for now. That's okay. I mean, I can't change the color easily. So if anyone has a problem with that, by the way, if you ever have a problem with colors, like you have some sort of a color blindness and you have difficulty seeing the colors, let me know, please. Because if I can change the colors for you, I gladly will. Like we don't have to look at orange, red, for example. That's pretty bad. But in any case, Liereyy probably wants to stay green because that is his favorite color. I don't know if Daniel has a preference necessarily. He usually just plays blue. So here we go. Now, we should talk about the map first. Let's do that. So while we just wait for for the players to get their early economy going. Let's see. So just like most of the maps we've seen today, there's lots of hills close by your TC as well. This seems to be a trend, right? Where you basically have a little circle of hills, smaller hills around your town center, which can either be very bad or it's okay, right? Depends on how close they are. The closer, in this case, the better. Because if they're too far away, then it benefits your opponent more than it does you. At least when it's right next to your TC. If your opponent tries to stand on the hill, then your TC can just shoot them. So, But then again, the best scenario, of course, is when there's no hills whatsoever. That, of course, has my preference as well. And, of course, if there are hills, please don't put my gold on them like this. So a forward gold for Daniel on that hill. This is going to be a very important hill for him to control. Probably should wall around this as good as he can. That's another gold forward, some stone forward. Where's his other gold? Other side. So that's all right then. The fact that your golds are spread out helps you defend yourself if one of your golds gets nerfed. That's fine for you color-wise. That's good. Looks like we have some delay again in the chat. Sorry about that. I'll try to see if I can fix that. Maybe speed it up a little bit. That's it's probably a combination of my internet speed and also Twitch, allocating less, because it also depends on Twitch servers, right? Like what channel they prioritize with speed, and I can't imagine that my channel gets a high priority, so that's a thing too. On the other side for Liereyy though, also has a main gold forward, and it's right in the middle of all these hills, so this is like, wow, this gold is like super unsafe. Like, you can attack it from every side here as well. So that's something you probably have to wall around as good as you can. Or defend it with a tower or military. Whatever floats your boat. Well, for Liereyy, it's probably going to be a military. You can't imagine he's just going to sit back and passively boom. It's not really his style, is it? For Daniel, I'm not sure what the strategy is. He might go for some more. He might try some meta plays this game. And if that doesn't work, he might go for some more YOLO plays if he feels like he's up against a stronger player who's likely to have his number. As Lierey's probably going to go scouts here. Let's see what Daniel's doing. Also going to go scouts. That makes sense to me. Khmer players, if you have the Khmer Civ, you usually go scouts because, well, your food economy is going to be pretty good with the immediate drop-off on your farms. Now, Liereyy, he doesn't have to go scouts. Japanese can do it because they do have bloodlines, so it's good. But he probably expects scouts from his opponent, even though he hasn't. He has actually scouted that, so he probably sees no one on gold. Okay, he expects scouts from his opponents and wants to basically balance that out with his own scouts, and that is perfectly fine, right? If you want to trade scouts, that's fine, totally fine. As for woodlines, by the way, looks like we have 4 woodlines nicely spaced out for Liereyy. Not so much for Daniel, although not really that much of a difference. These woodlines are slightly closer together. Maybe a bit more forward as well. What an awful gold for both, right? Yeah, I agree. It's I don't think that's going to make anyone happy. I mean, Liereyy is already house walling a little bit around this, but these hills are always going to be there. which is always a problem, as we have a little bit of a scout engagement. Daniel gets the first hit, but Liereyy gets a downhill hit. Daniel some more hits, and now Daniel with the firm advantage here on Lierey's scout should win this fight, although Liereyy bringing in a villager, and Daniel's going to run away, and now it's actually Daniel one more hit, but actually gets the scout. Wow, nice snipe there. The scout can still be used to run around, scout the map, and that's something that Liereyy can do with the starting scout now. And for one, auto scout, which I don't think Daniel's going to use. I mean, despite this scout being on 3 HP, Lierey's still going to wall in his woodline a little bit, just preemptively, because he knows scouts will be coming out as well, obviously. Although he can't confirm it, he hasn't actually seen the stable yet. He didn't see a barracks either, because, well, it's Khmer. Now, the reason why Khmer can make a stable without barracks is very simple. They can go up or build any building without the prerequisite buildings. So if you want to go to Castle Age, he doesn't need 2 buildings for that. That is both an advantage. It's also a trap. It's a trap. When both players go scouts and commit to scouts, the fact is, you don't have a barracks on the field, you're unlikely to make spearmen. And look at that, Liereyy already coming forward as spearmen. And that's going to be a problem for the Khmer player, because you're going to be making scouts, and you won't have any spearmen to counter yourself. So, I don't know. I think skipping that barracks sometimes hurts the Khmer player more so than it actually helps them. Because it saves you 175 wood. Yeah, you can get a farm or 2 more up, right? Almost 3. But no spearmen. No spearmen. In the end, the difference isn't that big. Lierey's also taking some food from the ostrich. That's very nice. Some extra food there. Especially if you go scouts. No harm done in trying to up your food economy a little bit. Now, the Khmer player can jump into these houses at any time. So the fact that you build some houses around your woodlines as well means your villagers can hide in them. If of course, the situation calls for that. Now, these houses are quite nerfed. They're not as strong as they used to be, so hiding in a house is less effective than it used to be as well, because of that reason. So, I wonder if that's a good bonus for Khmer. Just buff their houses again, now that everyone else's house has been nerfed. As well, Daniel finding a village now in Lierey's base, and that's going to be the first eco kill of the game if he gets the vill. Does get the village and takes some hits on his scouts, but for now, Liereyy hasn't been able to do any damage to Daniel whatsoever. Has kept his scouts away from this fort, has kept his villagers walled in at all points. He's not on gold, so that can't be denied. And yeah, it's scouts in the back of Lierey's base, who's defending with spearmen. I mean, that's the good thing about it, but oh. Do you know if Paladin is still playing? I used to see him a lot at high-level tournaments, but haven't heard from him in a while. Honestly, I have no idea. I haven't seen him in forever. I think I saw him, like, I remember seeing a player named Paladin playing as in a team game just a while ago. It was pretty high elo as well. But I don't know if that's the Paladin or just a player named Paladin. I honestly don't know. But I do remember that Paladin used to be a big name. I remember this fantastic Nomad game that T90 casted in which he played a role as well. That's a really good one. But honestly, I have no idea whether he's still playing or not. You'd probably have to ask, maybe ask Mamp. He'll probably know that kind of stuff. Although I don't think he's going to have the time to answer you right now. But I do. I do. Even though I don't have an answer. Yeah, but anyways, 6 scouts for Daniel on the back of Lierey's base. Lierey's still trying to break into the wood line, but yeah, and the berries, but just very safe for Daniel. He's been playing this like a boot, basically. Ooh, first kill though for Liereyy. Finds a kill on the farms, and that is nice. Very nice for him. At least there's 1-1 on the Eco KD now. Daniel trying to find some kills now, but there's enough spearmen for Liereyy to defend most of his base. There's an overjump in the wood line there, so he could get villages there if he finds that. That's a lot of scouts for Daniel as well. He's committing to scouts right now, a lot. And Lierey's making a lot of scouts as well. And these scouts are still roaming around looking for some kills. Now, you might ask yourself, why is Daniel building a blacksmith? He doesn't need that to go up. It's because he wants upgrades. Like, if a Khmer player builds a blacksmith, that's pretty telling that they want upgrades. Because there's no reason otherwise to have to build that before you click up the castle age, right? Obviously, you want upgrades at some point, but if you're just going to go up the castle age, right, and you're not going to upgrade your scouts, you don't need any of that right now. Building it right now tells me he probably wants to either go for archers, maybe, or just click up. I mean, it doesn't quite have the food count for that, nor the gold, so it's got to be upgrades here then. Can't quite afford it yet. Let's see if he's going to get some cavalry upgrades here. I should like to see some cavalry upgrades, honestly. If he expects to continue to fight here, that'd be good. Liereyy, though, has switched into an archer range for now, so it's going to be archers for him. That's only a matter of time, of course, as he's also getting bloodlines right now, an upgrade that Daniel does not have yet on his scouts. Maybe an upgrade he probably needs. The fact of the matter is, though, Daniel hasn't been on gold for a while now, and now that he wants to go to gold, he can't, because there's no tower, and the archers and spearmen are here, and suddenly Daniel, despite getting off to a decent start there, can't go to his gold now. Can't take gold, and if he can't take gold, he can't get bloodlines. He is getting some upgrades on his scouts right now. It's getting the attack upgrade first. Now, the reason why he's getting attack first is because he wants a way to kill the spearman. If you want to kill spearman, the key is to kill him fast. Armor is not going to help you here. It's not going to help you against spearmen. So yeah, nice garrisoning that in your house. Because why not? That's what Khmer houses are good for, of course. And these spearmen, again, imagine if Daniel had his own spearmen on the field right now. Like, it's only 2 archers here. It's not too bad. But imagine that, right? He would be able to at least maybe take a fight there. But now, you know, you have to wait until you snipe 5 spearmen there for Liereyy. Actually, 4. Never mind. In the meantime, Lierey's just adding his farming economy. He's getting all his upgrades on his scouts. And he will be able to get up to feudal age quite quick. But then again, 23 farms already for the Khmer player, right? He's getting a lot of upgrades on his units right now, so it's going to be an extended feudal age for both players at this rate. As, Daniel, with a lot of scouts, are trying to take an engagement. This is more military that we've seen players make in feudal age today, at least. So that's quite unique as well. Off to a good start, I would say. Daniel cannot fight around these spearmen. He just can't. He doesn't have bloodlines. That's a very important upgrade to get here. He's trying to snipe these spearmen with his skirmishers, but can't move too far away because then Liereyy will pounce on him with his own scouts. In the meantime, another army coming from the other side. No tower yet on this gold, and Liereyy can easily attack the other side now. Oh, yeah. As we have some engagement on the right. On the left, I mean. On the right now, Daniel has abandoned the gold from these 4 archers with spearmen to protect as well. Ay. At the same time, though, Daniel a little bit distracted. Losing some skirmishers right now to the scout aggression. And Liereyy is just trying to force a fight. And both players with some heavy aggression right now. As there's a hole! Ay. Oh, man. And I got excited over that, but actually it doesn't really matter, because you're Khmer, you can hide your villagers. Lil. That's hilarious. Any other civ, that would have been disaster for Khmer. It's like, I'll just go home. Well, now that the spearmen have disappeared, suddenly, you know, Daniel can more confidently take fights around this, but still. Oh, I actually did get bloodlines. I must have missed that. Whoopsie. Anyways, has bloodlines now, so like I said, he can now confidently hang around these scouts. Another stable. Ooh. But I don't think that's to produce more scouts, right? Because I think he probably wants to go to Castle Age now. Or is he? I mean, both players are still producing a lot of military. I mean, Lierey's producing scout cavalry. Daniel's still doing it. He's dropping a tower right now on his gold. On the back, though, the hill is for Liereyy. This is a very, very bad hill for Daniel. He's trying to take the fight now, but the scouts for Liereyy making their way further and further into Daniel's base. And maybe not getting spearmen out here is definitely not helping him. The tower does go up, though, so the archers for Liereyy now have to abandon this position. The scouts for Daniel have gone down. The scouts for Liereyy are rather weak, but in the end, some villagers did go down for Daniel there. And I mean, Liereyy still with the military control, 21 units to 6. He has all the control in the world right now, can just run all around Daniel's base, and Daniel clicks up the Castle Age. And this is always the thing, right? If it's like a map like Land Madness where stuff like this happens all the time, right? All the time. If you click up to the next age, you're taking a big risk because you're investing a lot of food and gold into, you know, going up to the next stage. If you don't have the military to protect yourself, you can easily be overwhelmed by a player who just goes full feudal. That's not what Liereyy is doing, by the way. He's not going full feudal. He's going to click up in a second here as well. But unlike Daniel, he has an army while he clicks up. Daniel just has to defend himself as good as he can. It looks pretty good for now. Got another tower up on the wood line. That will at least keep him safe for now. You have to buy that, though. That's, of course, a bit less. But, hey, better than losing your vills on the wood line there, then. Yes, Liereyy clicks up now as well. Can't imagine that there's going to be anything else in archers for now. That's probably what he wants to continue to do here. Not seeing a third range just yet, but we'll see. We'll see. Yeah. Oh, loses some HP on his archers as he walks by that tower. Another archer going down. The fact that these arrow bolts kind of are fired kind of spread out definitely helps you there. It definitely does as the defender, because you're likely to hit your opponent's unit anyways, regardless of whether you have ballistics or not. Yeah, still, this army in the back of Daniel's base probably makes him a bit nervous as well. It would make me nervous as well, obviously. He's going to get the castlades in 18 seconds, though. He can get some knights out if he wanted to, and I think it's definitely going to be knights because, well... Okay, no, not necessarily knights with Khmer. It might be light cav as well, but I can't imagine that that light cav continued here is going to go well for you. Instead, it's going to get knights out, yeah, like I said. Now, if you have about 6 scouts, getting the light cav upgrade, not the worst thing in the world. As Liereyy actually just diving the units here for Daniel. He just wants to get as many kills as he can. Take out his opponent's scouts and trade against that. Maybe get some more eco kills. Doesn't get an eco kill though. But still kills a lot of army here for Daniel. But now the knights are out, and the knights should be able to deal with whatever army Liereyy still has left. So Liereyy, I mean, probably he just wanted to go for whatever kills he could go for. He wanted to get rid of the skirmishers. He wanted to get rid of the scout cavalry. He didn't want to have light cav on the field against him. Now it's not worth it to get the light cav upgrade. It's going to be knights for Daniel now. So Liereyy will have to defend himself now with that forward army being mopped up. But is at 52 villagers, only 46 for Daniel. And remember, Liereyy also had more ILTC time, which you can see down there. And even a more inefficient economy. And the reason for that is because Daniel got wheelbarrow. So really this is only a 3 villager lead. And that makes sense, right? Daniel lost 3 more villagers than Liereyy, so he should be 3 villagers behind. That makes perfect sense. Plus the 3 from researching wheelbarrow. But look at that. Look at the difference. And remember that Daniel's economy was under attack most of this as well. Not so much for Liereyy. So his economy, the efficiency is just overall much better if you get wheelbarrow. You might have 3 more villagers, but those 3 more villagers are working, the work that they do is way less than the extra work that the villagers for Daniel are doing, as he's dropping a tower in the middle of his farmland. Ay. That means he's still not going to add more TCs then. He's continuing to buy and selling stone even. He's been on stone then, or what? Or did he just buy too much stone and then sold it again? Huh. I'm confused. In any case, he's trying to get as many knights out as he can. But it's going to be 1 TC for now, which means his economy is going to fall behind Liereyy if Liereyy decides to go for extra TCs, which I'm not seeing right now. I'm not seeing any extra TCs for now. Got the pikemen upgrade first as well. Japanese pikemen are a scary breed. Very scary. They attack faster after all. No ballistics yet on Lierey's unit, so yeah, Lierey's not even trying to chase this. He's trying I can't chase this, I can't hit that with my crossbows, so why bother? Why bother? We're just gonna go forward, hit that gold again. And this hill is so important for Daniel if he can control it, but right now it doesn't have any control of it whatsoever. Hiding in his tower, we'll have to abandon that gold for now, as we also have some knights in the back of Daniel's base. He's just not walled whatsoever. This gold is super exposed either. The only reason he can take gold there is because Liereyy isn't stopping him from taking gold there. Which Liereyy, he can see the gold, so he can check it out, but at the same time, though, we had a big fight over here as Daniel, taking a fight against the pikemen, survives the pikemen as well, and is now getting in on the crossbows for Liereyy. Has +2 on his knights, so these knights could actually take a fight against these crossbows. Might actually clear up the crossbows, which would be really good against Liereyy. Yeah, he's gonna get the clear up. Liereyy stopped microing, and Liereyy, he likes to micro. If he stops microing, that means he gives, he knows that it's futile. There's no point in microing it. There's no point in continuing that fight then. Now, what I like about Lierey's position here is that he is fully walled. He is fully walled except there's overchop over here. Alright, he's fixing those right now. He's fully walled, so the knights can't really get in. And he still has an eco lead, right? 61 villagers to 53. He's adding town centers now as well, so he's going to increase that eco lead even further. And making a lot of pikemen as well. Even, he even has still has some armor on that from the feudal age. So, hey, that looks pretty good. That's a scary, scary army. Not an army you want to fight with knights. No. That is not an army you want to fight with knights at all. as Daniel now dropping a siege workshop. Still hasn't really walled a lot of his base, and he's paying the price for that. These villagers getting raided by some knights now as Liereyy makes it into the front of Daniel's base as well. Raiding at the right time, denying that siege workshop. Ay, ay, ay. Moving their way right through a hole. Nice little house wall there for Daniel to keep these pikemen a little bit longer in the range from the town center. Daniel at the same time trying to break into Lierey's base on the front, but there is no hole. There's actually a hole, was a hole right there, but not anymore. Let's see, a pikeman raiding your economy. That's not a sight you want to see. But the most frustrating part about that is not much you can do about it if you're a knight player. There's not much you can do about it, because if you're going to fight with your knights, you're just going to lose all your knights. An expensive unit to lose against pikemen, especially Japanese pikemen. They attack faster. They kill your knights fast, yo. Yep, see? I mean, just the confidence from this guy. Just the confidence from this guy to just sit right in the middle of Daniel's base, and Daniel taking the fight with the knights, and this is what I'm talking about. See, this is what I mean. This is what I mean. Japanese pikemen absolutely shred everything. So yes, you clear up this army. But look at the army count now. 5 knights. That's it. 5 knights, and there's the next army. It never stops. It never stops. This is why it sucks so much if you're a knight player and you have nothing against full pikemen. Because Liereyy with 5 crossbows can still do a lot of damage in your economy. But because of that insane mass of pikemen, there's nothing that Daniel can do about it. He can't stop it. What he wanted to do is he wanted to defend himself with scorpions, which have extra range with commerce. You can see they even have some... well, they have bonus damage for this war elephant. Really? Huh. I didn't know that. Yeah, they don't... I mean, one scorpion is not going to save you from this. As Daniel, moving away from the gold once more, has to go to his other gold. He's been jumbling back and forth between these two. There's also a stone in the back. Not a lot of villas yet, but that might mean he wants a castle at some point. Gonna save these villagers, just jump them out to a wood line further out there, but why not? I mean, unlikely that Lierey's gonna expect you to be there, unless Liereyy just happens to... Oh, come on! Oh, he can see that. He can totally see that. He's not going to go there now because he has to deal with these knights first. Again, lots of knights from Daniel, but that's a lot of pikemen as well. Pikemen that still lack some upgrades, honestly, which he could get. Also, no ballistics yet on these crossbows. Like, you can tell that Liereyy is just perfectly happy, sitting behind, adding villagers, 78 to 59 villagers, adding economy, and just go up there, and he's probably just sitting there like, oh, it's like it's nothing, man. It's just a day's work. It's only possible because it's so frustrating to be a knight player and have to fight against pikemen. Especially when you're a knight player, you cannot add more town centers for more villagers. You're still down at stuck at 56 villagers. You can add more TCs because you have the stone now, but you don't have the wood. Nor do you have the food to keep making knights now and villagers at the same time. It's the worst of both worlds. You are behind in economy and you are behind in military. It's really frustrating. It really is. But it's just well played by Liereyy. You know, he recognized the weaknesses of Daniel's base, and he's been exploiting them ever since. You know, the fact that Daniel didn't wall, so you rate with some knights. The fact that Daniel's going for a lot of knights, so we'll go for a lot of pikemen. See, now we have a good number of scorpions already, and you can see that pikemen suddenly not doing too well anymore. The crossbows have already gone down, so this army didn't really get as much value as the last one. But once again, that's a lot of... Actually, not a lot of knights down, actually. Ooh. That wasn't too bad for Daniel. That wasn't too bad at all. Look how many knights have survived that. Scorpion's starting to look really good. I mean, as soon as you get the numbers out, it might actually end up being really nice for you. In this case, though, the knights... Okay, now more knights are dying to the pikemen. So I guess the last one was kind of a fluke. Yeah, but after all is said and done, you know, like Liereyy, if he wants to, can just switch into some knights of his own and snipe your scorpions, right? There's nothing stopping him. And remember that all this time, Daniel has not had a barracks up at all, so he can't even go for his own pikemen right now. And so yeah, Lierey's sending in some knights to snipe the scorpions. The one thing that his pikemen are weak to, and yeah, the scorpions go down. And now the pikemen can survive again. We have some light cav upgrade as well from Liereyy, so he wants to raid a little bit. He doesn't want to go up to imp, he just wants to... I think he wants to end this maybe as fast as he can right now. get off to a good start in the tournament set. That makes sense as well. You know, secure yourself a win so you can breathe calmly for the next sets. And of course, Daniel is going to be the exact opposite of that. Attempted house wall there for Daniel, but it does fail. Now it succeeds, but there's still a hole there. No, that's good. And in the end, you're still up against so many pikemen with your knights. It's frustrating. I must say, like of all the counter units, pikemen against knights is the heaviest counter of them all. And there's a reason for that. It's because knights can run away from pikemen. So it's difficult for pikemen to get an engagement against knights. So when they do get an engagement, they should do a lot of damage. That's kind of the philosophy behind that. It's just that that's all nice and dandy when you're actually running away from your opponent's pikemen and stuff like that. But when you're supposed to take pitched battles, then pikemen are OP. OP, very OP. They do so much damage to knights. As now Daniel's still chasing around a lot of units in his town. Lots of his villagers are idle. Actually, like a third of his economy is idle, and he calls to GG. He realizes there's just absolutely nothing that I can do here. Khmer has not worked out for me, and I think at the same time, the town center at the front was about to get denied here by this one freaking light gaff. And now, strong performance from Liereyy here. Taking the first game against Daniel. Yeah, it was just... At no point did I feel like Liereyy had lost control of this game, right? Like, at no point did it feel like, oh, Liereyy is on the back foot, now he has to really do something special to come back. Like, at any point, he was, you know, in firm control of what was happening. It was Daniel who was defending, wasn't able to get a counter raid in with his knights, you know, so that's... It's mostly due, you know, Liereyy attacking and the fact that he, you know, walled his base up nicely. There was just nowhere to hit either. And you can't get into that situation where you get your entire economy gets raided by pikemen, which was kind of what was happening right here. And that was what I was saying, right? Like, why Liereyy was so confident with his army in Daniel's base, it's because Liereyy wins either way, whatever happens to that army. If it doesn't get killed, it will continue to kill villagers and idle economy. That's a win for Liereyy. If it does get killed, because it's so many pikemen, it will definitely come at the cost of a lot of knights. That's a win for Liereyy. You know, it's a win-win situation. As the knight player, you always lose there. That's just, there's no good situation for that. The only thing you can really hope for, is that you can get your knights into your opponent's base and do a lot of damage to him. And then hopefully defend with something else at home, like scorpions. But, those weren't out at that point because the siege workshop was denied, so... Yeah, I'm telling you, knights, statistically the better unit, right? Statistically the better unit than pikemen, but pikemen in larger groups do very well against knights. The longer that each pikeman is alive, the more bonus damage it can do against the opponent's knights, so... looking at the KD... KD was pretty good for Daniel. I mean, again, you know, it's still pikemen, right? It's still losing a lot of units there, is Liereyy. But, I mean, it doesn't matter if your KD is low, right? That doesn't matter as long as you use it effectively, and that's what he did. And that's all that matters in the end, right? Because he won the game. Especially by having a severe eco lead. I mean, look at that. We'll have a look at society first here. Yeah, look at that, man. Top villager number here for Daniel was 62 only. He never got past that because of the raids. Otherwise, it would have been 83. But 113 villagers for Liereyy there, and he lost 1. There's absolutely no damage whatsoever that Daniel was able to do here. And that sucks. I mean, you're gonna fall behind your opponent if you can't do damage and he can. Also, Liereyy, classic archer player, gets his wheelbarrow upgrade quite late. Yeah, I mean, you know. Means that Daniel's economy was more efficient in this time, right? But then at this point, Liereyy has more villagers, so that's what we prefer. And as a result, brought in way more resources. I mean, look at that. Almost 10,000 more resources brought in by Liereyy. Way more food than the Khmer player as well. Way more wood, so yeah, it was not a great game for Daniel. And also, this is just Liereyy things, man. And just look at this guy. Like, normal people have peaks of 150, and he's just like, on average, around that level all the time. It's crazy. Anyways, we have a second game, so let's move on to the second one. And let me get into that. Let's see, that's the game ID. Let's copy that. Let's go. Let's see if we can find the game. While I also update the scoreboard in the meantime, really quickly. Let's see, 1-0. There we go. Just waiting for the game to show up now. There we have it. No? Okay, I could see it for a second and then it was gone. Okay, maybe they restarted the lobby or something like that. We'll see. Man. You know, you'd say this has been a long day, but honestly, that's for my doing. It's kind of it's only been 6 hours. I mean, please, that's a short day for me, because I'm crazy. Okay, I still can't find it. Let's refresh that again. Maybe I'll have to use the link this time. Okay, there it is. Perfect. All right, let's go. I was waiting for CapTrace to load this. That shouldn't take too long either. There we go. Perfect. Alrighty, welcome to the second game. We're going too fast again. Stop doing that. Damn it. Jesus. Okay, sorry about that. Just skipping through the first 50 seconds. I don't know why that keeps happening. Must be the update. Anyway, I'm not doing it. Trust me. I'm not doing anything. It just does it automatically. Anyway, welcome to the second game between Liereyy and Daniel. In the green still, we have Liereyy going for Britons now. And yeah, that's one of his strongest civs as well. And this is going to be a challenge for Daniel, who has picked Vikings at the same time. And I kind of figured he would. And this is going to be interesting because remember that Vikings used to have fully upgraded archers. Not anymore. Not anymore, you're not. They don't have thumb ring anymore. And in that they share with Britons who also don't have thumb ring for that matter. So yeah, both sides have pretty trash cavalry, although Briton cavalry is better than Viking cavalry because it does have the last armor upgrade. But yeah, both have archers without thumb ring, but Britons have more range. Which do I like casting more, 1v1 or 4v4? Good question. Good question. It kind of depends, right? Because what I like about 4v4 is that there's so much going on and I basically can't keep up with it. But the thing is that sometimes it sucks that I miss a whole lot that happens on a map because there's no way that one caster catches everything that happens in a 4v4. Whereas with a 1v1, you're more likely to see the small details as well. Like I can pay attention to market abuse, that kind of stuff. So I don't know. I mean, I don't really have a strong preference either way. I think it really depends on the settings as well. Like for example, Virgo Cup was amazing. It was so much fun. So much fun to cast as well. Helped in large part because the maps were cool. Which is really cool. But, I mean, with 1v1, like for example, Hidden Cup, such a great format as well. I really enjoyed watching that, you know, even though it's 1v1. Just trying to figure out who it was. That's great. So I wouldn't say I have a very strong preference either way. That's why I don't mind casting a team game here and there as well on stream. Totally fine. For now, though, we'll just stick with 1v1s on Arabia, as Daniel finds his next boars. No, goats. I never finished kindergarten, as you can hear, and I still don't know what my animals are. These are boars, and this is an ostrich. There's a nice rhino being pushed in there. Boo boo. You think 4v4 has more possibilities for crazy stuff? Yeah, I can agree on, you know, definitely for late game shenanigans because there is always a lot of gold available. You can go for a lot more units that you normally not see. Like that one match that I casted where there was 8 unique units on the field, and I mean not at the same time, but they were made right for 8 civilizations, 8 unique units. Yeah, you're not going to see that in a 1v1. Like, it's unlikely that both players go for a gold-intensive unique unit here, both of them. So that's true as well. As we have a villager taking gold here. Is that a drush? Is that a drush? That one was crazy, wasn't it? Yeah, man. I just uploaded it to YouTube so we can rewatch it again because Twitch deleted my VOD. Bastard. Nah, I'm just kidding. I wonder, though. I mean, Daniel does click up here. Where's the barracks, though? I'm confused. So, look, like, normally for a drush, one villager takes gold, right? One villager takes gold, and then you make your drush, and then you attack. But... Huh? Wait, what? Okay, I'm confused. We'll see. We'll see what Daniel's gonna do in a second. For Liereyy, let's see what it is. Looks like scouts to me. He's not on gold, so that's probably gonna be a normal scouts play. No bloodlines for Britons, of course. So it's not a good continued strategy. As ooh, Daniel taking some shots on his scout, dodges some shots as well, though. So that's good. And Liereyy still trying to kill it. Yeah, Daniel, just stick around here. Liereyy will idle a lot of his economy. Trying to kill you. Yeah, it's a good strategy. Now let's quickly wrap up the where the resources are. We got some back gold here for Liereyy. I mean, it's not as far back as you would like, but at least it's not as far forward as these berries. As you can see, they're quite far forward on a hill as well. I hope that is walled in properly. There's no way for me to know because it looks like it should be, but I've been burnt like that before. Barrick's now going up for Daniel, so I guess he kind of was going for a drush, but maybe as a result of scouting, perhaps decided to go for scouts himself. His scouts can be worse than the Britain scouts, so there's no reason not to go for scouts. I mean, it's not like you can get bloodlines either of them. So I guess we're gonna have. Oh, what did you bait? What did you bait? Look at that. Look at that. It all looked like he was going to go for scouts, but then Liereyy goes to gold anyways, and it's like, nah, I'm still going to go for archers. And now Daniel has his stable up, and he's like, crap. Yeah, there was no one on gold when Daniel scouted this, so he probably thought, oh, that looks like scouts. Kind of weird, but hey, why not? Why not? I might as well go scouts as well then, because my scouts can't be worse than your scouts. But now you're up with scouts against Britain archers, and oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. And we know that Liereyy is very good with his early archer rushes, and I think Daniel knows that as well. That's why he's walling quite heavily right now. He wants to make sure that these archers cannot run through his base. Look at that. 4 villagers are walling right now. That's some commitment right there. This is a person that knows the danger of early archers. He knows that, yeah, look at this. This army right here, that's if it was my army, that would be if someone would just laugh at them and be like, ah, cute AI army. That's Lierey's army. He can actually do real damage with that. That's the scary part. Baited, yep. I mean, I don't know. I guess Liereyy mostly baited me, honestly. I guess even if he didn't bait Daniel, then he baited me. So then that's I guess that's worth something, right? And so, oh yeah, Liereyy trying to click beyond this. Of course, the units are pathing to the middle and taking some damage. Yeah, Liereyy can do damage with those early armies, but not if you lose into the TC. So that is a good defense there for Daniel. And again, the commitment to the wall here was really smart. You're like recognizing the threat of that, and now he can just raid around with his scouts at his leisure and harass villagers at Lierey's base instead of having to defend at his own base. Now, then Lierey's going to try to break through these palisade walls, but that's going to take a while, especially with one archer behind to deny wall off, so I don't think that's that much of a threat. So the question is, what's Daniel going to do continuing? And he's not making any more scouts. I think that's all nice and dandy, but I think, you don't want to continue to make scouts with Vikings. There's a good reason why Viking cavalry is a meme. That's not just a meme, that's historical too, honestly. Vikings did not have great cavalry. Also didn't have great archers, really. I don't know why we played them as an archer civ, but oh well. I guess if everything was historical about this game, the game balance would be all off. Like, Aztecs wouldn't get champions because that's metal armor. They didn't have that. They wouldn't get trebuchets because they didn't have that either. It would definitely nerf the meso civs, that's for sure. That's a hole. That's a hole. And Liereyy trying to go for the quick wall and gets that quick wall. Oh, disgusting. Disgusting. On a hill, too, by the way. Look at that. That looked to me like it was 2 tiles. And Lierey's like, nah, that's okay. Oh, man. That sucks. Reaction time here. As Liereyy continues to wall this off, there's one villager out of sorts here. And, like, oh, Daniel, he wants to get a kill. He wants to get at least 1 kill because, he killed something earlier, but he wants an eco kill. He wants a villager down. He's looking for it. Look, he's kind of splitting his scouts around. Wanted to go for that villager. Yeah, Lierey's paying attention to that as well. And those scouts are not going to get that villager. Instead, might get this archer. Ooh, that's fine too. That's fine. But no, because Lierey's like, nah, mate. I'll just go right back into my TC. And at the same time, that's the worst part is that after doing all of that, he still has the brain power to think about other things he has to do. That's the worst thing. Like for me, that's thinking about all the possibilities. It's just bad. And look at that! Look at that! What the hell? Oh my god! The quick wall right there. This must be so frustrating. And this guy is macroing at the same time. He's just like does it like it's nothing. Oh my god. Disgusting. Disgusting. Nerf Liereyy. Jesus Christ. Is he gonna get at least one? No. Oh, Daniel. Danny boy. Oh my god. He's just not having luck with these freaking scouts. I mean, I know they're Viking scouts, but please, give them a reason to live. Look at that. 0 kills. Hey, and Liereyy actually did lose a villager somewhere. Which villager did he lose? Did the villager go down there? Ooh, a villager did go down there after all, did it? Okay. Okay, so in the end, Daniel gets his kill, but my god, annoying as hell, though. I mean, it just tells you how good Liereyy is as a player. Like, being able to do quick walls like that. I can't do it. I try, but I can't do it. I don't know. Daniel's still trying to be annoying with his scouts. Has clicked up the castle age before Liereyy did, though. I mean, all this chasing and idle time has at least given Daniel a slight eco lead, right? I mean, a bit of idle time for Liereyy as well. So as a result, Daniel's now 2 villagers ahead to Liereyy. You know, it counts for something. Hasn't taken any damage whatsoever himself. Is totally safe. He's gonna drop a tower on his gold because he wants to keep that safe from any enemy archers, which he knows are coming. I mean, this time, like, against Japanese, you never know what's coming out. But against Britons, you know exactly what's coming out. And just as I say that, Liereyy is like, haha, you thought you know me. You thought you knew what I was gonna do. I am not gonna do that. Now I'm gonna go for cavalry. Now, he needs to kill this scout, though, before Daniel can see it. Because otherwise, Daniel could, of course... Let's just check Daniel's line of sight. Yeah, I didn't see the stable, so, that's probably going to be a surprise to him. He's probably expecting crossbows. I mean, not probably. I know he's expecting crossbows. This tower tells me Daniel expects crossbows, right? He's making skirmishes as well. Yeah, this is always the risk, right? The risk with going for the 4D chess moves, right? Like the 200 IQ moves to try to predict what your opponent is going for, and then counter them before they have even attacked you. Yeah, but if your opponent doesn't actually go for that, then you're kind of in a pickle. But Liereyy comes forward confidently with his archers right as he's going up the castle age, but he does not know that tower exists. The first time he's at Daniel's base in a while, and now he sees the tower. Daniel sees the archers, and he's like, aha, tower has worked after all. I mean, I didn't think it wasn't gonna work, but it definitely got its value now. The fact that Liereyy has to microwave in this can't be anywhere near this tower now. Elite Skirm coming in for Daniel as well. Should probably get the second armor upgrade to boot if you're gonna go for Elite Skirm, because that is the important upgrade for them. I mean, like, having Botkin is pretty essential in this case as well, because you're already outranged by the Briton archers as is. You know, as you can see, 8 range for those. But yeah, it's more important to go for some armor. And now something that Daniel will probably not be very happy about. Let's see if he can see it. He can't see it yet. Can't see it yet. Those knights are right there. If only he knew. If only he knew. Ooh, but the crossbows for Liereyy making their way to the right. And I wonder if Daniel is aware of that. He's looking for them. He's looking for these crossbows, but he just doesn't see them. Just doesn't see them, but it's fully walled on that side as well, so I don't think Lierey's gonna get too much value. Gets a kill now, but now Daniel, yeah, now he knows that those crossbows are here. The knights aren't there just yet. He sees the knights now with his crossbows. He's gonna try to come in from behind. Liereyy can see this, so now he knows that Daniel's here. Ballistics coming in as well for Daniel, so he will be able to snipe those crossbows more easily. Yeah, and also moving around this way. Knights are a bit scary, but there's some crossbows to protect. Remember that these knights, only 1 armor upgrade, no bloodlines whatsoever, so they're not very strong. As Daniel's trying to micro down the crossbows, while his crossbows are trying to snipe down the knights. 1 knight going down already. This is not too bad for Daniel. This is not too bad for Daniel. Now ballistics is in. It's going to be much easier to snipe these crossbows now. It's going to be difficult for Liereyy to out-micro this. I wonder how long Lierey's going to try to keep to micro this, or is he just going to try to run away. Ah, yeah, look at that. This is good. And Liereyy, yeah, he's not microing it anymore. He realizes, okay, ballistics is in. I can't win this anymore. Let's just go do something else. That is good for Daniel. That's good for Daniel. It really is. Like, that early crossbow army with Britons is really scary. Like, the start of Castle Age, when Britons upgrade their crossbows, is such a huge freaking power spike for them. That's when I am most scared of the Britons. I'm pretty sure that most people share that, honestly. But yeah, it's just not looking too bad for Danny boy here. Going for a forward DC. Oh, we're right next to a hill, though. That DC is a bit sus. Now, the thing is, right, like, this is what my philosophy is as it goes for DC placement. If your opponent goes knights, place your DCs behind walls. Or at least I would place my DCs behind walls, because you're just making your base open and you're making it easy to raid you, right? Like, your first DCs probably should go behind walls. If it is against archers, though, archers can't push town centers unless they're Saracens, so there's no reason not to push your town center further forward or on the other side of wood lines to shield your wood lines from archers. However, this is like right in the middle of the map between hills, so that's a bit suspect as well. Well, Liereyy gets pushed off of his wood line there by the crossbow aggression from Daniel now, and he can easily probably break through this palisade wall and try to go for some counter damage. Something that Liereyy is thinking about as well, but Daniel's fully walled for now. That's not a hole, right? Please tell me there's not a hole, because these knights, even though they don't have a lot of upgrades, could easily kill villagers still, as Lierey's dropping a panic TC in his base, but that's not going to go up. That's a doubt TC for now, although there is a siege. Oh, there's some siege to protect Lierey's base now. That's good. And Daniel will have to micro that down. Ooh, takes a bit of a hit there. Oh, but knights. Nice, just running in right into the wood line, and now Daniel will have to run away while also taking a shot there while also having a quick wall in his wood line. Hadn't actually finished the quick walls yet because he had to look at his army, and Liereyy figured that the quick walls were going to be finished. Actually weren't. There's still a hole too. That's the worst part. But yeah, again, lots of idle time for Daniel now as he has to run away from these knights. And also, if has to decide, am I going to bring my army back or no? As it takes a shot on the crossbows again. Liereyy went for an attack round there as well, but Daniel decides to not split at that moment and dodges a shot. But still, the town center has gone up now. The left flank of Lierey's base is totally safe now. Yeah, not as much damage taken as I think Daniel was hoping for. I mean, look at the eco kitty, 2-1. It's like nothing. And now Liereyy will be able to defend himself with some mangonels. As you can see, another one attacking right as we speak. Hey, defending with siege is always a good idea against ranged units, not against knights. Don't do it against knights. The thing is also that Daniel has to pay so much attention to his army. He does not want to lose that to a siege shot. That would be the worst thing that could happen here. As he's trying to microwave around the wood line. Let's see. Lierey's trying to trap it. He's trying to trap it. He knows that army is over here. He wants to trap it. Knights have left Daniel's economy. Daniel has added a third TC now. As Liereyy really wants to get a shot in. Is he gonna get the shot though? Oh, Daniel's still paying attention. He sees that he's being chased by these frickin' mangonels. Okay, Liereyy realizing he can't catch up with it now. If he couldn't catch Daniel off there, then he's not gonna do it at all. At the same time, though, Daniel returning with a small army almost got a villager kill, but yeah, the reaction time from Liereyy on point again. Remember that Daniel does have ballistics, right? Does have ballistics, no thumb ring, but has ballistics, so he can technically snipe villagers quite easily, even if they're running away. The Saving Earth attests to a nice reaction time. And still some knights in the bottom here, if you were wondering about what those green dots were. I like a little bit of a siege addition here at the front, as yeah, Daniel probably thinking about going through the middle. And as for now, Daniel has the score lead, got housed now though, but that's okay. Has 80 villagers, 83 for Liereyy, so he's not that far ahead actually. KD is rather even, and this is a very even game. Remember also that Vikings, as we speak, Vikings have the better economy than Britons. But do you see that food count? You see that food count? I see a market. And I think we know what that means. Look at that. Liereyy is trying to get himself up to imp. Something that Daniel will not be able to do it. Oh my god. Giant shot there on the skirmishers. Ay. Tried to run away. But really, at that point, the best thing to do is actually double down and run through and then run away later. Because if you like run and then you double back into your own path, That's exactly where the hit, where the mangonels are gonna hit if they just hit normally. And ow, wow, 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 wow. Yeah, that KD is not so even anymore now, huh? Ooh, but on the other side though, a small army there for Daniel, getting some value there, getting some eco kills for the first time in a long time actually. Like, so few villagers have died this game, it's insane. As Daniel is adding some knights of his own, and Viking cavalry, kind of sus. He's also thinking about dropping a castle. If that goes up, that's a pretty sweet castle to front as well, to have a push from. That will definitely slow down any Britain's push later on. But remember, Liereyy on the way to the Imperial Age can get some traps out if he wants to. No bombard cannons, because Britons don't have those. So yeah, that castle will go up. That's not going to get denied. I don't think Liereyy even knows that it exists. No, he doesn't. So he won't be surprised by that, I suppose. This is why Daniel made knights, by the way. If there's siege, he can snipe it with his knights. Unfortunately, though, that's a lot of crossbows already. Danny boy will have to run away here. At the same time, trying to hit the left. And Liereyy noticed that blue in the top is running away from the gold, sending the siege over as well. Yay. As this army from Daniel goes, will probably go down in a second here. And in the north, Knights getting hit by the mangonel shot. But now you're just telling Daniel that you've got mangonels here. Nice attack ground, actually. Nice attack ground. Remember, these knights do not have bloodlines. They die faster to mangonels than any other knights, or any knight with bloodlines. As we have some shots now. Ooh, nice shot there from Liereyy as well. Some of these have been attack grounds. Have been very nice. And almost got a hit. Daniel still sniping villagers here. Liereyy maybe a bit too overconfident, keeping his villagers around. You know, he trusts his ability to micro against ballistic. Liereyy. Oh my god. Yeah, but I mean, if you can micro against ballistics with freaking villagers, then I guess why not, right? Why not? As we now have Daniel is going up to Imp as well. It's going to take him 2 minutes to get there, but there's no castle from Liereyy in the front of his base, so Liereyy can actually push out right now. Britons have a hard time pushing out as is. The thing is, with this castle in the front of your base, it's going to be very awkward for Liereyy to push around that. And Daniel already thinking about that possibility. He's dropping a castle kind of in the middle of nowhere, but nicely on a hill, nicely on the right. If Liereyy wanted to take control of those hills, that's not going to happen either. As a little counterattack from Daniel gets smothered right here. Smushed out. There we go. That's not going to do anything. He's not paying attention to it either. So, let's see what we got in the siege workshop. We got a mangonel. And no mangonel, but we got some rams out there. That might be siege ram very soon. Viking economy usually allows you to get those upgrades quite quickly. As now, ooh, we got some attack in the north there. As Daniel is defending with guard tower, actually. That's actually a pretty good upgrade to get if your opponent goes for mangonels and goes for arbalests as well. As those villagers need to run. They need to run. They need to run right now. Okay, yeah, okay, they're not gonna run. That's some deaths already. Maybe some avoidable deaths for Daniel, perhaps. But yeah, the guard tower will keep him safe for now. But arbalests just everywhere. Having a castle like this castle is nice, but maybe closer to the wood line would have been more effective, right? Because this castle doesn't really protect economy. It protects a position, yes, but, like, for example, a castle there protects this whole flank. Castle on this hill next to the wood line would have been preferable as well. But yeah, now Imperial Age as well for the Viking player. Still a slight score lead for Daniel, and this might be the closest game that we've had so far. But Liereyy, just all over the place with little groups of arbalests sniping vills left and right, has a firm lead as well when it comes to vill kills. It's 22 kills, 23 kills for him, only 14 for Daniel. And as a result, 115 villager lead for Liereyy over 98 for Daniel. He probably has to get his vill count up a little bit. He is producing villagers though, so that's all fine. And then he's making skirms as well. That's kind of a problem, because if you're going to make skirmishers, right, that's quite expensive if you're also adding villagers at the same time. So that's going to be tricky to do. Especially with the number of farms that he has. There's not that many farms yet. He's expanding his farms right now, using skirmishers for now to clean up these little groups of arbalests that have been annoying. That should go down now as well, because helped in large part by this last armor upgrade that came out. As now, I think Siege Ram will come in as soon as he has the food as well. Or just Cap Ram for now. Remember that Siege Ram is the bane of Britons. It is the one unit that they have so much difficulty dealing with. Because Britons are quite a one-dimensional civ. Like, like, Vikings at least have really OP infantry to fall back on. Like, a Viking infantry is sick. But Britons don't really have a strong other option than archers, if you think about it. Like, knights are cavalier are okay. Infantry is fully upgraded, but that's about it. If they get yeah, they do get champions, so there's that. But it's just, if it's not archers, then Britons suddenly don't have a lot of options left, and therefore going skirmishes against that is pretty sweet against. And skirmishes and rams very difficult for Britons to deal with. As Lierey's going to drop a castle on the other side. Is that castle going to go up though? Because Daniel sees that. He sees that castle now and he's like, ooh, that's a sweet castle you got there. And he's starting to snipe some of these villagers. If you hold Alt here, you can easily snipe all the villas in the world. Is that going to be a doubt castle? Liereyy trying to commit to it. No, he's going to run away. It's a doubt castle. Doubt. And now the siege ram at the same time rolling forward here. Not something that these arbalests can really help against. And that means that these trebuchets will probably go down here as well very quickly. Even some friendly fire from these mangonels. Siege ram now making their way to the base of the castle. As soon as they reach this these mangonels, then it's going to be tricky. Although, never reached them quite. Nice attack rounds there, actually. We have a castle down here. Liereyy trying to deny this castle. It denies the castle for now, but Daniel is committing more villages to it, sending a lot of villagers forward, which will also start putting pressure on the right flank for Liereyy. As a result, he is dropping a castle on his right flank to try to keep himself safe. This is the first game in the series that you're really seeing, you know, a lot of potential for Daniel here. The position that he has is really good. Has less villagers, 20 less villagers, but look at that siege ram going through the Britain town. To the point where you're probably asking, maybe Liereyy should just get the Onager upgrade, honestly, to defend himself against these siege ram. Something, right? Something. As now 3 trebuchets making their way to the, you know, starting to take down this castle. Not something you can really repair against. More siege ram are making their way forward. Mostly skirmishes and some arbalest for the Viking player right now. As Lierey's trying to sell some wood to get some gold out. Maybe for some more mangonels as well. Just to try to defend himself as good as he can. As more siege ram make their way forward, and Liereyy tries to go for some attack rounds. Of course, siege ram do die to mangonels. Yeah, nice attack rounds there from him. And Liereyy, I mean, Daniel's trying to get to these mangonels, trying to get to the base of these trebuchets, but that's not gonna work. Ooh, gets one though. Gets one. Value is there. The value is there. On the other side, we have a trap now coming forward from Daniel, starting to take down his castle. But remember, that trap is all by itself, so it could easily get sniped by anyone else. Liereyy still repairing this castle. He wants to keep this up as long as he can. Now more skirmishers coming forward, more siege rams. Using that Britain range, you can easily take down that trebuchet from a distance. As another siege ram is just going to go down without getting too much value there. And Lierey's going to go to gold because he needs gold. He definitely needs gold. I think he's starting to run out on this side, and he has some gold over here, but. Oh, yeah, like I said, right? Can easily get sniped. As Lierey's just fighting with villagers. Yeah, I mean, if Daniel's not going to defend this trebuchet, why not, right? Why not? As now... Is that Onager already? Ooh, Onager. So the Onager upgrade did come in for Liereyy. I was wondering if we were going to get to see Onager. And also if we're going to get to see a juicy Onager shots. As a siege ram makes it to the way... makes his way to the trebuchets and gets... well, he got an Onager through self... that was some... Yeah, friendly fire. There you go. He didn't kill that Onager. Liereyy did. The only one who can Liereyy be like, the only one who can kill me is me. Well, now it is Daniel's castle that is under siege, and with these Onagers there, it's going to be really difficult to engage around this as well. Daniel is suddenly losing the score lead there. He's opening a lot of multiple fronts, but the thing with archer civs is that they are strongest when pushing across one front, not multiple fronts. And now Daniel will have to spread out his units as well if he wants to start attacking from the right as well. He's going to lose that castle on the front, unfortunately. And Liereyy, this is what Britons do best. This is what they do best. Just a giant ball that's impossible to kill through the middle. There's some mangonels coming out as well from Daniel. Both players around 200 pop as well. Like, this is the closest game so far. And the first game, also today, that has gone significantly late. We're actually, like, getting close to a mid-imp situation here. Or even post-imp when all the upgrades have come in. Of course, Mangonel's onagers not as effective for Vikings because, well, even with the extra range that these upgrades add, you're still up against Britain Arbalest, which have all the range that they need in the world. Yeah, and like I said, when you're investing in 2 attacks at the same time, both your attacks are going to be weakened, and as a result, Liereyy easily dealing with the attack on the right side as well. I don't think that's going to do much. Position for Daniel getting worse down the middle as well. Oh, Daniel. He had it, man. He had it. It looked so good. You know, despite Liereyy getting up the imp first, it was Daniel who had the better position of the two. Even has the better economy still, you know, with Vikings. Although at this point, Viking economy is exactly equal to anyone else's economy. As soon as you get handguard, right? As now the light gap raids are going to start happening as well. Oh, but we got berserks. Looks like Daniel's going to go berserk, as she might say. I don't think that's going to really help you here. And just think about it, right? Like, yeah, berserks have been buffed. They have gotten a little bit more HP. They're not as expensive anymore. At least the elite upgrade isn't. But they still die to archers. They still die to archers. I think berserks have a role more against fighting cavalry than really against ranged units. I don't think that's really what you want to be doing with berserks. Yeah, as more buildings go down for Daniel now. You know, an absolute massive wave of skirmishers just chewing their way through his archers as well. Conscription came in. Yeah, more and more ground being lost now by Daniel in the middle. He just doesn't really have a giant ball of military on the field right now. He's got some skirmishers here and there, right? But not a lot. He's going to have some more expansion. They're even farming up here right next to stables. Stables that will start producing light cap very soon. The raids will start happening from either side, as you can see. Liereyy is getting his upgrades, and yeah, Daniel is just... He's trying, right? He's trying to go for a push again. You know, trying to get this castle down as good as he can, but it's only one trebuchet that's going to get easily sniped here by, well, not easily sniped by the skirmishers, but it will get sniped at length. Oh man, it's such a heartbreaker as well. It's like the light gap comes in from the right side. Ay. They're not actually necessary anymore. Not actually necessary. Onager in the middle, still very difficult to fight against. Ooh, Liereyy loses Onager to the castle, but the micros away anyways. We'll get this castle at some point. This light cap has taken out the villagers at the base of it. No murder holes yet for them. Nice split there for Daniel though, and also microing against these Onagers, very good. Ooh, shot does land on the trebuchet, taking away some HP. I mean, Liereyy hasn't won yet, right? We're still in this game. Like, there's no critical damage, I would say, has been done to Daniel so far. Like, the Vilcons are still very even. And when you have 180 pop, you're not going to resign, like, right? You are not going to resign. No way. But now this is going to start happening. Ay. And Daniel just notices it, and that's a lot of light gaff. Liereyy even, waiting until he had a good number of light gaff to snipe in here. Look at all the villagers running to try to build a castle just to protect this town center and the farms. It doesn't actually protect your resources even as well. Swarms of light gaff making their way into Daniel's economy, and that can happen on both sides, by the way, as now light gaffs come out from the left as well. So even when the push down the middle is kind of stalled out for both players, the light gap raids are going to do some damage here. As you can see, the Vilcons evening out a little bit again. Yeah, light gap. Nice house walls and a market wall from Daniel to keep these scouts light gap out that Liereyy had tried to send through the middle, but there's a hole there, and and in the end, you still have light gap in your base. Rip. You know, that might be the worst thing about watching Age of Empires. Like, with a lot of games, sometimes I just like to watch gameplay and I don't actually play it, right? Like a lot of people that watch AoE do. But I play AoE, so then when I'm watching stuff like this, every time stuff like this happens, I just have traumatic flashbacks to my own games where stuff like this happened to me. Raids everywhere as well. Still no push going on. I mean, Daniel can't really get a push going on because of these freaking onagers on the field right now. He has onagers himself, but they're just not really, they're not in the battle right now. As Liereyy slowly pushes away these buildings. Hey, Britons push really slowly. I mean, that's what T90 always says. Britons have a hard time pushing, but they are also super hard to push. But sooner rather than later, I should imagine that Daniel could die to this. But but look at the amount of berserks that he has on the field. That is mostly skirmishers. That's mostly skirmishers. And when I said berserks die to archers, I meant archers, not skirmishers. And look at the amount of berserker boys coming in. They're not elite just yet. Oh, but a nice onager shot right on the berserks. Oh, God. Ay, 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 ay. Yeah, and it's still... I mean, skirmishers should still die to berserkers, but maybe not if they're not elite. Onager's coming in now. Oh, but Daniel calls to GG. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Daniel said GG, well played, GG, and Liereyy says thank you, you too. Yeah, and I agree. This was a good game. This, unlike the first game, was a game in which both sides had good opportunities to win. Daniel included, right? Daniel had a great push going on at the front. Like, there was a moment where it looked like Liereyy was actually on the back foot for once. Score-wise, position-wise, it was just not looking too hot for him. But the defense was solid. Getting Onager was good. Getting a lot of skirmishers out instead of Arbalest himself was great as well. You know, you can't be stubborn with Britons all the time and just go for Arbalest. In any case, there's no shame in using skirmishers. That's incorrect. It is very shameful and you shouldn't do it. Nah, I'm more pissed off at pikemen than skirmishers, really. I like it when my opponent goes skirmishers. That means my knights get to kill a lot. But yeah. In the end, right, what helped here is just the late game play from Liereyy was just really good. I mean, he kept his castles up as well, you know, on the side to protect himself. You know, buildings everywhere to protect himself. Expansion was great as well. And look, if you look at compared expansion from Liereyy and Daniel, Daniel stayed more in his base a little bit, right? Less expansion overall, whereas Liereyy expanded over here with some stables, expanded even here with farmland and stables. The raids were happening on either side here. Daniel was down to 82 villagers because of those raids, something he wasn't able to do to Liereyy, even though Lierey's farmlands would have been raidable as well. So, just well played by Liereyy and Daniel. Well played. Gotta love it. Gotta love those games where the most created unit is the freaking skirmisher, man. Oh well. Lel. Yeah, it was the right unit in this case. It really was. So, for both players. Like Daniel needed skirmishers to stop Lierey's early imp. And Liereyy needed skirmishers because Daniel was going crazy on the front, right? And I think maybe the big mistake that Daniel made perhaps was splitting up his attack. Right? He was trying to push from two fronts with two castles. And as a result, both attacks failed. Right? I mean, that doesn't necessarily happen. Like, in another world, if you attack from two sides, you also split up your opponent's forces, right? This is true as well. Like, just like your attacks have a higher chance of failing, so do the defense. So, and as a result, your attack might have a higher chance of succeeding then. No, damn it. But in the end, in this case, it didn't work out for Daniel. That I can say. Nice army hideout for Liereyy. Had more army on the field consistently than Daniel as well, except down here. Now, see, this was the moment I was talking about. This was the moment where Liereyy looked a little bit, a little shaky, a little bit, right? That early M didn't really work out for him, or at least it didn't allow him to kill Daniel like he had hoped to do. It was Daniel who was pushing, but then the defense after that was great, and then getting more military out, boom. Economy, close. Slightly better for Liereyy, but that's also going to be, like at the end, right? Less food collected for Daniel because of all the raids. So that's something we need to keep in mind as well. Daniel got some relics. 4 relics, actually. Wow, he had been collecting relics, I know that. You know, that's a good thing he did. As soon as he got that lead here, he was collecting relics like crazy, though. That's pretty good. I think we're about to go into the third game, so let's quickly wrap this up. And I should actually update the scoreboard. 2-0 for Liereyy. Well, Daniel will definitely have to come back into this, and also this is the first time that one player is significantly faster than the other. I mean, that one player is Liereyy. That's just kind of Liereyy things. Jesus Christ, look at that APM. This guy, man. What does his mouse look like? It must be completely destroyed after that many clicks. Let me update the scoreboard here as well. I think we're about to get into a third game. Not quite sure yet. We'll just have to be a bit patient and just wait and see when we're kindly given the game ID. That's the word I was looking for. Now the thing, and I guess in the meantime we can have a look at the Civ draft. Man, we didn't really have that much time to look at stuff like this. So here we go. Here you go. So let's see. Liereyy wins with Britons. He wins with Japanese. Daniel, he lost with Khmer. Yeah. And Vikings. Alrighty. So, I mean, at this point, right, this is like, you're 2 games in, you've lost 2 games. It's not looking too good for Daniel, and he probably knows that as well. He probably knows that the chances of him winning the set are very slim at this point. It would have to be a reverse sweep. If you want to win now, you better start sweeping now, but the chances that you're gonna beat a reverse sweep a player like Liereyy are so low that I don't think Daniel's gonna be very confident in that. And how are you doing, Zerga, man? You're back. Good to see you again, man. Well, you're right in time for what it will probably be the end of the set between Liereyy and Daniel, unless Daniel has some tricks up his sleeves with the civs he has left. I don't really know what he's gonna go for. He's been going archers most of this game, not so much. Oh, actually, he went knights the first game, and that didn't go well at all. Then archers this game, so I don't know what we're gonna get next. Infantry? Maybe. That would be cool. Yeah, I can imagine that Liereyy, now that he has gone through his archer civs, only has cavalry civs left. What about it's either Huns or Tatars? I'm willing to, just so he can go for cavalry archers perhaps, or is he going to go for cavalry? I guess we'll see in a second, because I have the second game for you, so let's get into that. Find that custom game. Yep, they've started, and let's look at Liereyy! Liereyy! What'd you do to me? He changed color. It's okay. It's okay. This is capture rates. I can easily change your color now. It's totally fine. No worries there. And freaking it almost speeds up. Ruzzle. Anyways, welcome to the third game, and let's fix that, shall we? Boop. There we go. That's much better. Out there, he'd be yellow. What does he think? That he's Viper? I mean, they have very good micro, both of them. So I guess so. Anyways, welcome to the third game between Daniel and Liereyy. Daniel has gone for Indians and Liereyy has gone for Huns. And I figured that it was gonna be Huns or Tatars here. That was my prediction, and yay, predicted correctly. But Indians could do really well against Huns. I mean, they counter one big aspect that makes Huns, which is the cavalry spam. Indians can do quite good themselves with that. Although it's only camels, they don't get knights, of course. But those camels do counter Hunnic knights, so that's definitely a thing. As to cavalry archers, now unlike Berbers, which Daniel also had in his draft, unlike Berbers, Indians do not get camel archers, obviously, which counter, hard counter cavalry archers. They can chase them down and do bonus damage. It's actually the best way to counter cavalry archers, honestly. But Indians still get good cavalry archers themselves. In theory. So, they have options. I think Berbers is the best hard counter to Huns, though. Like, literally, anything you can do with Huns, Berbers can counter it. Doesn't... encapsulate, right? Encapsulate. Provided that they can make it to Castellate. If you kill the Berber player before Castellate, or the Indian player before Castellate, then there's, Huns, of course, do very well in Feudal Age, so that should be very possible. Anyways, let's have a look at this map, shall we? We'll just start with Daniel's map. Lots of hills again. This is very common, but the hills this time are not surrounding his gold, so I think he will probably be happy about that one. Trying to get this freaking elephant, but it was not cooperating, but here we go. Gold in the back, that is something you can be happy about. If you wall between these wood lines, perhaps that could be good. Although Indians might not wall a lot. Huns definitely will not wall a lot. That's heresy. You're not allowed to wall with Huns, please. That's against the rules. Against the rules. As Liereyy moonwalking his way into Daniel's base. Yeah, he's gonna see all of this. No way he runs into the TC now. You should say it's a better map for Daniel. I mean, he has berries forward. What about Liereyy? Now, his wood lines are more awkward, right? Like, Daniel has 4 wood lines clearly around it, whereas for Liereyy, not so much. Daniel also has a gold technically in the back. Liereyy has both of his golds kind of outside of his walls. He's walling between the wood lines, that is. His main gold is in the back, though, just like Daniel's main gold. So at least there's that. Berries are forward on a hill as well, so that's quite equal. But the wood lines are worse for Liereyy. Yeah, this wood line is very rangeable. Very rangeable, and then you basically have 2 safe wood lines. This one is not that safe. That's very far away. There's no way that he's gonna wall that far, right? Like, and no. Daniel, though, he could wall. Boop, 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 and there you go. That could be pretty good. As looks like Liereyy did take a hit on a scout, so probably Daniel maybe finding a way to hit the Liereyy scout here. Now Liereyy will just have to run away. He's already happy to have scouted out Daniel's map a little bit. He sees, you see the berries, you see... Ooh, but he doesn't see the gold. He doesn't know that's a back gold, so you might expect it because he didn't see it at the front, but no, front gold, so he couldn't check. He couldn't check to see what Daniel was actually going for here. And Daniel, at villager 18, dropping a blacksmith. Did I say blacksmith and barracks, please? If that barracks coming up this early already, that might mean men-at-arms. But I might also be talking out of my ass here because he's not going to gold, so maybe not. Guess it's just an early barracks. Like, normally I built that barracks while I go up the feudal age when I go for scouts, right? So... Oh, no. Oh, see? I told you. See? Vindication, man. Aha. I mean, there was still like a 50-50 chance that he was just debating me. But, see, that barracks came up at villager 18. That's normally men-at-arms. So, it just looked a little bit different then. But, perfect. Now, it should be scouts for Liereyy. I would be surprised if this would not be scouts. Your hunts. That's, Let's look at the base for Huns, man. It's so barren. There's no houses. It looks like no one's living there. I mean, the irony is that Huns are probably the most... Like, they actually look like a nomadic civ. Just no buildings whatsoever. Like, even Mongols have very cool Chinese architecture. Like, the reason that Mongols have that architecture that looks so fancy, it's more an allusion to... the Yuan dynasty, right? As soon as the Mongols invaded the rest of China, defeated the Song dynasty, founded the Yuan dynasty, they took over a lot of the imperial structure of the Chinese empire back then, right? A lot of Chinese officials were recruited to work for the empire. Things, let's just make use of what you got. Better stone for Liereyy. Ooh, let's check that. Let's check. We have some time before the men-at-arms make their way in. Well, he has stone in the back, right? Which Daniel does not have. He has stone forward. Well, if he wants a castle, at least he will be able to get a castle. With Huns, getting a castle up for some marauders, never a bad choice. We like marauders. We definitely do. As the men-at-arms almost make their way to Lierey's base, Liereyy does not know that those are coming. He does not know they're coming. He should know now. He sees the barracks, and now he should see. Oh boy, he didn't scout that. He did not scout that. Didn't scout the gold, nor did he scout the barracks. So Liereyy is completely surprised by this. But then walls in the scout. My god. Well, no, I mean not walls in the scout, but walls out the men-at-arms here. As Liereyy trying to quick wall this villager, trying to, but he's not gonna get it. Please don't tell me he's gonna get it. No, a villager goes down for Liereyy. The quick walls weren't possible. He's trying to save these villagers now. Speedy villagers running away, so losing only one villager is pretty good. As although he could still lose another villager if he's not careful there. Ooh, Spearman though could get some damage in on Daniel's scout, and yeah, Liereyy. I mean, Daniel's loving life right now. Loving life. I mean, this men-at-arms rush has been quite successful already. I'd say you get a villager, you get a lot of idle time out of Liereyy. The first scouts have to go back home to deal with these men-at-arms. As Lierey's trying to walk away, he's trying to run away, but he's stuck. He is stuck. That must be another villager down here. Even two villagers down if he's unlucky. Yeah, even another one would go down. What a great start for Daniel. Fantastic start for Daniel here. A scout goes down as well. Wow, Liereyy getting punished big time for not scouting those men-at-arms. Because I'm pretty sure he didn't scout those. He didn't see the barracks and he didn't see the gold. So there was no way for him to know that this was coming. And Indians usually go for scouts as well. So he probably expected that. He's getting punished for it now. He's getting punished for it now. Another scout might go down, but Liereyy microing that away. That's good. That's good. That's really good. Keeping that scout alive for now. You could still use that to scout around. Or even attack, But at the same time, after all is said and done, and Liereyy was thinking about going forward, Daniel's right here with the Liereyy army. Except it's not Liereyy, it's Daniel. And Liereyy is like, hey, you copycat, get out of here. I'm the only one who gets to do that. No, Liereyy, you're not the only one who gets to do that anymore. Like, Classic Pro was doing that earlier as well, with these tiny little armies that just kept going forward all the time. And look, this army is not meant to kill villagers. If it can't kill villagers, why not, right? He's not going to complain about that. But it's meant to delay. And these three villagers, yeah, look at that. Look at the idle time. Moving. That's idle time right there. See? That's like having a 3-villager lead. Oh, but Daniel, one of his walling villagers off guard, tries to wall this in, gets the quick wall. Yeah, look at that. Nice. Daniel having his Oh, come on. No. He had it. He had the quick wall. Crap. You know, almost had it. We could be like, ha, Liereyy, you're not the only one who can quick wall, but nope. And might lose another villager here as well. Nope, saves her. That's good. But she's weak, so Daniel should probably address this. He's going to wall her in for now because Lierey's looking for her. And with that, we're suddenly in an even game-ish again. Although, you know, Daniel still, he's micro in the back at the same time. Still has the lead. Has, you know, 4-1 eco KD. And that could get worse here in a second as well. As Liereyy didn't draw back these villagers. And now Daniel blocking a little bit with his spearman as well. Might get another gets another villager. Wow, this is looking really good for Daniel still. Despite getting losing a villager there as well, getting some idle time from the scouts. Yeah, Liereyy has just been all over the place right now. This Daniel, he talked to himself. He said, "I can do this. I can do this." And man, he is doing it right now. He is doing it. He is 5 villagers ahead to Liereyy right now. That's a pretty significant lead right there. I can tell you that. You might even get another villager if he micros as well. He's gonna try. Well, okay, he's not gonna try. That would be very unlikely too. Although I saw that one intro with Hera, right? With Hera, where he had one archer that was weak and he killed 4 villagers. At the same time, though, Daniel coming on the other side with some archers, and now Liereyy has to run away from that one line as well. My God! He is just destroying Liereyy right now. Absolute domination at the moment. Absolute domination as he's trying to wall out these archers. But you cannot wall out arrows. You cannot wall out arrows. It's 9-1 ego kills now. Jesus Christ. Daniel is probably loving his life right now. He's doing so well. Yeah, he's just hitting Liereyy from every side. Did I call him Lero? No, that's not the right name. Whoops. Oh boy. And now we got a stable. And I wonder if that's for scouts or going up the castles. You know, yes, 17 farms, 18 farms now. That's the number you need to click up the castles fast. So that might just mean he's going to go up the castles. But making some scouts here wouldn't make a lot of sense, right? You're up against mostly skirmishers now. If you can kill those with scouts and then still get kills with your archers, well, then this would be GG, honestly. Like, you're 8 villagers behind right now. Liereyy right now has to basically YOLO all in, right? He's trying to get up the castles. He's lacking some gold and some food, right? Like, he's been trying to play a little bit greedy, not go for counterattacks. But he has to go for YOLO play next time. I expect that it's probably going to be cavalry archers, because I don't think he can afford knights right now with Huns. And again, Daniel going to the back of the wood line, doing all the things you're supposed to do with archers. There you go. Being annoying, and now Liereyy has to leave that wood line again as well. Ah, crap. And then you're microing on the front, trying to kill archers over there, and then you still have to lose this wood line. Now, no villager went down because it's just archers after all. But, hey, still good from Daniel. Yeah, like I was saying, so what I'm expecting here is that Lierey's probably going to go for CA. CA, low eco, high aggression, right? Because trying to go for a boom now, you're quite far behind your opponent there. That's 42 villages to 33. And now that's going to get even worse as Daniel clicks up at the same time. So it's not going to get worse. That's not true. But, oh man, this is looking good for Daniel. He's now in a position in which pro players should be able to close out games. And Lierey's going to have to do wonky stuff in order to survive now. Really does. Yeah, look at this. There's one weak archer behind the wood line, and Liereyy has to micro his villagers to the other side now. Just good stuff. Okay, now look at this. Daniel's scout went down. Liereyy now sees this scout. This shouldn't tell him that a stable has been built. Right? He probably knows that as well. No, I actually don't know how much scouting he has. He actually doesn't know that. Okay, but seeing that scout full HP, because the starting scout for Daniel has already gone down, it should tell Liereyy that a scout, that a stable has been made, and that he could expect some camels in the next stage, perhaps. Yep, archer range going up. Like I said, it's gonna be cavalry archers. Like cavalry archers is one of those things you can do with low economy, and you usually already do that with low economy. That's the whole thing. You get lots of cavalry archers out, and then hope for the best. But yeah, for now it's a great game for Daniel. I agree. I agree. This is his best performance so far. Like, absolute domination in the early game. Very well done. And now the question is, what are we going to do in the next stage? I'm still not seeing a second staple. He's still making archers, so I think for now it's just going to be crossbow. And I should imagine he's going to add some TCs here. Because now that you're further ahead, let's extend that lead. Let's add some TCs, because you just know, right, that your opponent is not going to be able to afford TCs and cavalry archers, right? First thing he drops, though, is a university. That is for ballistics. And that also tells me that he expects a unit that moves fast, right? Prioritizing ballistics means two things. Either you think you're up against a lot of ranged units, while he knows he's not going to be up against a lot of crossbows, well, because, he's not seeing them. But if you think you're going to be up against cavalry archers, then getting ballistics is very important as well. Any fast-moving unit with high mobility, getting ballistics is definitely worth it. Oh, got an overchop! An overjump, and he fixes it. Oh, that was important for Liereyy, because that army could have waltzed right into the wood line. Imagine if these crossbows hadn't attacked. Maybe these villagers wouldn't have been able to get away now. But this army marches right in anyways. And now Liereyy will have to defend on the left, and that means the right wood line has to be abandoned as well. He's going to go for it with some cavalry archers. He's trying to get some damage, but the walls are up for Daniel, so I don't think that damage can really be done by these cavalry archers. Lacking some upgrades as well. Another villager going down. The KD is now... Eco KD is now 11-1. 46 villages for Daniel, only 35 for Liereyy. I mean, the only thing Daniel should do now is just add a town center. Literally, that's all he has to do now. Add a town center, start booming, and he will be fine. Absolutely fine. And Liereyy calls the GG. He calls the GG. What a performance for Daniel, man. What a performance. That was so well done. Like, normally Liereyy is known for that early aggression, but Jesus Christ, like Daniel getting first with the men-at-arms, something that Liereyy did not expect. He was not expecting men-at-arms, completely catching him off guard. I know he wasn't expecting it. He didn't scout it, and otherwise he would have, walled in his villagers. Something. Nothing told me that Liereyy was thinking about men-at-arms going forward from the Indian player. Not something you would expect from Indians either, right? It's usually scouts. Yeah, getting 4 kills with that, eco kills as well, and after that, just the archers kept showing up. Scouts didn't get a lot of value. Just so many villages that went down for Liereyy, and Liereyy just realizing that I can't do this. It's just not looking too good now. Crossbows are gonna show up on the other side of my base. I don't have upgrades on these skirmishers so much. I have the second arm upgrade, but no elite skirm upgrade. That takes a while. Wow. Yeah, Daniel can be proud of this one. And I'm so glad that he was able to take a game off Liereyy as well. You never want to go down just boom like that and like go down in a 3-0. That sucks, right? Because it feels like you just weren't able to do anything against your opponent. And like at least now Daniel could look at himself and be like, I did that. Man, I played like Liereyy would have against Liereyy, and it was really well done. And he did everything right. Archers from the right and left. Anytime that Liereyy wanted to defend, you just attack the other side, and then you retreat again while he tries to defend. It's just perfect play. It really was. And I wouldn't say that Liereyy made that many mistakes after that huge one in the start. Like, even when he was defending with skirmishers, tried to get up the castle as fast as he could. But in the end, you still lose a lot of villagers left and right. And Daniel wasn't that far behind him to castleate. Yeah. I don't know, man. It's just good. Like, let me look at the army height for Liereyy as well. Only 15 military in the field. Look at the KD. Only, better KD there for Daniel. And a lot of that was villagers as well. 11 of those were villagers, Economy for Daniel, way better. Look at that. 3,000 more resources collected. And trust me, in a 25-minute game, that matters a lot. That matters a big time. As for this, yeah, and also look at technology, right? Castle time, virtually identical. And even Daniel's APM almost spiking as much as that of Liereyy. And Liereyy had to... What the hell is this guy doing at the start of the game? Jesus Christ, look at that. Like, what do you need 210 effective actions per minute for? What? Is that just like warming up or something or what? I don't get it. I don't understand how you can click that much. That's craziness to me. Oh, we have a game 4. Perfect. Ooh, you don't want to fall too far behind. They've already gone to game 4. Let's go. Let's catch up with this as well. We don't want to fall too far behind now, do we? And there we go. So let's see what let's see if Liereyy can close this out, or whether Daniel could maybe try to go for a reverse sweep here. I mean, I want to go to a game 5. Obviously, we're casters. We like game 5s. And we had a little error message. No worries. There we go. And of course, it speeds up. There we go. Welcome to game 4 between Liereyy and Daniel. And Daniel just had a fantastic game in game 3, bringing it to 2-1, keeping himself in this tournament for now, and definitely proving that he has the right to be right where he is right now in the qualifiers for the round of 16. Perfect. Hey guys, let's see what they went for. So, Daniel has gone for Berbers here. Ooh, very strong civilization, especially when you get to Castellate. If you get to Castellate. No guarantees there. But Lithuanians can be a tough civ to deal with as well. I mean, they have very speedy counter units. You know, like spearmen and skirmishers are quite quick feeded with Lithuanians, but the main selling point, of course, is their knight line, and especially the knights that get extra attack if you gather one of these little things, these very heavy little houses called relics. Pre-mill drush. Who's doing a pre-mill drush? Who's doing it? Oh, you think Lithuanians? Good question. Could be very possible. I mean, if you're going to do it with any civilization, Lithuanians getting that extra food, right? It makes it much more smooth to go for a pre-meal drush. It does set back your economy a little bit, though, as a result. Less so with Lithuanians, but still. I mean, Lithuanians could still go for a 3-minute drush, but really that hurts your economy more so than your opponents, honestly. Unless they really don't expect it. You know, you can always tell, you should be able to tell if your opponent's going to go for a pre-meal drush, because the score should go much higher than yours, because making military boosts your score as well. So we'll see. I mean, villager going this way. It's just for hunt. Never mind. I got excited over nothing. Well, the next villager should either build a house or a mill, so we'll see. We'll see what the next villager is going to build. If Liereyy is going to go for a pre-mill drush, or whether it's just going to be box standard scout rush. You know, Lithuanians have lots of options because of the extra food. It gives you a lot of flexibility. You can do a lot of different things with that. So I don't know. We'll see. As for Daniel, Berbers probably going to go for scouts. They could go men-at-arms, honestly. Even going forward with your villagers and going to go for some shenanigans is possible because, well, Berber villagers are speedy, yo. But I don't think that's going to happen now. Okay, Liereyy now seeing that mill, sees that mill is 4. Let's see what he's doing. Nope, mill is going to go down, so it's not going to be a pre-mill drush. He might go for a drush anyways, because he sees that the berries for Daniel are far forward as well on this hill. That's an awkward hill to wall in. Gold is forward as well for Daniel. His base is not very good this time around. It's not very good. He has wood lines, but all these hills are very annoying on the front, and then your gold and your berries forward. Ouch. Castle to the back though, so I guess if you want a castle. With the new patch, elephants and rhinos deal more damage. Even more damage? I mean, they were already pretty dangerous, as this rhino is... They're just keeping it under the TC for the time being, because he wasn't done with this one yet. He's like, wait your turn. Don't get impatient now. There you go. Now you may die. Yeah, it looks like he could kill a villager in 4 hits there. If it doesn't have loom. Anyway, we should look at Lierey's base as well. Let's see. Oh yeah, gold in the back. He has a much better base now. I mean, the wood lines are about as far away as those of Daniel's are, but his gold is in the back, his berries are in the back. It's literally the exact opposite of what Daniel has. And if Liereyy wants to go for some aggression here, that is very much possible. Instead, both are just going to go for 20 pop scouts here. Just a very standard approach. I think neither side wants to take an awful lot of risk here. You know, Daniel, because he feels his tournament life is on the line here, or at least his King of the Desert 4 tournament life is on the line. And Liereyy, because he lost the last game, probably taking a bit more of a cautious approach here. Yes, yeah, he is the heavy favorite here, but it wouldn't be the first time that someone loses as... Ooh, actually, am I saying scouts? No siree. Liereyy actually going for men-at-arms. Let's see if Daniel saw that. Oh my god, look at that. Oh, that sucks. He's gonna think it's scouts. He's gonna think it's scouts because he didn't see anything on the gold either. Liereyy kind of debating him, not going to gold in time. So now Daniel won't notice until it might be too late. But ooh, he's checking. He's checking. Oh, this is important. This is so important. And now he sees the barracks. And I'm gonna see. Let's see, because another militia is about to come out here. Oh, but do you see that? Do you see that? Liereyy hiding that militia because he knows that he knows that Daniel doesn't know for sure yet whether men-at-arms have come out. And Daniel, he is sus. He is so sus on this. He's like, no, wait a minute. Wait a minute. That is suspect. Let's check that gold again. And this is not something Liereyy can hide. And now you see villagers on gold. See, look at that. He was checking that. Now he knows and instantly sends his scout back because he knows that right now at home he has to deal with some men-at-arms. It's going to go for straight archers for now. Didn't make any men-at-arms himself, but these men-at-arms are making their way to his base though. Finding his gold, and remember, gold is forward for Daniel. Gold is not very safe. Has to abandon that gold for now. The archer range is not yet up. Might have to quick wall in that villager. As oh look, I like these little house walls here to keep these men-at-arms in the range of the town center. This is good stuff. Look at that. That is good. Taking a lot of damage in the meantime. And but these villagers will have to run away. Quick walls fail. Not fast enough. Now. These villagers are stuck. They might be Berbers, but if they're stuck, they still can't run. As Liereyy is gonna get a kill. Gets a kill. Boop. Yeah, even despite being fast with Berbers, that doesn't... you still can't... You can't outrun cavalry. That wouldn't be very realistic, now would it? Yeah, so... I mean, Daniel, despite not... despite taking some damage, I mean, the reaction was okay, right? Like... At least he wasn't surprised by it as much as Liereyy was last time. Like last game, Liereyy was actually surprised by the men-at-arms, for sure. 100%. I'm pretty sure about that. I know Lierey's a great player and that he usually will, he will figure out stuff like that. But this time around, I'm pretty sure he didn't see it. Just based on his scouting, the fact he didn't react to it, the fact he lost so many villagers to it, that doesn't tell me that he was prepared for it. Daniel, though, loses one villager, but he's okay, right? He's okay. He went for archers instead of for a stable, although I think that was the plan already, with these villagers on gold. But whether it's the plan or not, I'm not sure if that's going to continue, and you might wonder whether going scouts in this situation might have been the better call. And the reason why I'm saying that is because look what he has to do now, right? This gold is awful. Absolutely awful. Your other golds are not safe as well. If you want to go for archers, you need gold. And Daniel can't take gold right now. As a result, he can't make archers, you see? No archers in the queue. Can't afford them. Instead, if you go for scouts, all you have to do is farm around your TC. Now, can't be denied by skirmishers. Skirmishers absolutely die to scouts. Honestly, I think he should have just gone scouts anyways. Maybe in this situation. Just make a few skirmishers here and there, right? Make a few skirmishers here and there to defend yourself against the men-at-arms. But for the rest, scouts may be the way to go. But in any case... Getting some walls up on the left side now to keep his wood line a little bit safe. Walling to the TC, right? Which will funnel pressure in there. But look, not on gold. Can't make archers. So now you're getting archer upgrades, but you can't make archers. There's two archers on the field, which are going forward right now. It'll take a while for them to get to Lierey's base. Okay, Liereyy hasn't really protected his base either. He's keeping it very open because he knows his aggression is... he's the one being aggressive right now. Men-at-arms still alive, as you can see, can still punch through walls just as good as they could if they had full HP. And yeah, Daniel trying to wall that out now, knows where this army is. Doesn't quite have the army on the field. I don't know, man. Just the map for Daniel was horrendous, and then also the fact he lost some precious time and resources from that early aggression as Liereyy just waltzes right underneath this down center to kill this one villager, which he right-clicked, I'm pretty sure. Or something. I'm not actually sure why these skirmishers were running to the left side. As the house foundations, yeah, I mean, we'll keep this out for a while. Although, remember, house is not as strong. So Liereyy should actually be attacking the house instead of palisade. Nah, no, just kidding. Houses have more HP, so it still lives longer. But then you have archers and skirmishers on the other side. Still not a lot of army. And yeah, Daniel's like, yeah, last game was a fluke. Last game wasn't, that's not going to happen every game. This game is the exact opposite. This time around, Liereyy is just absolutely smothering me with early pressure. And Daniel's like, Yeah, I'm gonna call it GG here. So GG, Liereyy wins the 4th set here. Will go on to the round of well, to the group stages here as well. And Daniel, you know, even though I think it was the expected result that he was gonna lose to Liereyy, you know, I don't think anyone expected Daniel to. If he was gonna win, it definitely would have been a 5-game thing, because yeah, Lierey's just that good. That's nothing against Daniel. He would whoop my ass every day, but any day, I mean, but. Yeah. 3rd game though, Daniel showed what he was made of, and that was really good good stuff by him. Even the 2nd game, there were some definitely good moments there for Daniel. Like, it's not like it was a complete stomp here. Like, Liereyy, 2nd game, had to work for it, and the 3rd game, he actually got worked out of the game. So, honestly, like, Daniel can be proud of his performance nonetheless. He made it to through the qualifiers, and then, you know, goes down against Liereyy, but not in a hopeless fashion. You know, he made a stand for himself, and that's great. So yeah, GG on that front. Whoop. Yeah, but this time around, like, he wasn't making a lot of military either. I think he just felt like, yeah, after last game, there's not much to go here. I'm not gonna be able to kill Liereyy here. And I mean, he wasn't dead yet, but he was kind of dead. He was mostly dead because he wasn't making military. I think going archers there with a gold spot that is that bad and then not towering it, not defending it, that definitely didn't help him either. Because he just couldn't get archers out. Couldn't get archers out to defend himself. If he had gotten like 20 scouts out, you know, that would have been nice. That would have worked out better, I think, than making no skirmishers and no archers. And look at the KD as well. I mean, there's so little fighting happened here, so... You know... You also got to see that in the context of the other games, right? Like, if this was the 1st game, Daniel would have continued to play, trust me. But it's not the 1st game, it's the 4th game, and he is about to be kicked out of the tournament if he loses. So, you know, you just didn't have the hope that he was going to win it. Now, some of you might say, well, maybe he should, it's not really GG because it's kind of a boring game. It could have gone on for longer and stuff like that. But honestly, it's also a bit of a sign for respect for your opponent too, because you know that Liereyy can do stuff like this. Deal with you. So, you know, we'll never know what goes on in the heads of professional players. I know that they tend to resign much earlier than people on the lower level. We are, you know, the lower you go, the more cockroaches you find. I think that's true for both Age of Empires and for when you dig in your house. Definitely in Florida. Jesus Christ. Don't dig around in your basement in Florida, man. It's just bugs everywhere. Yuck. And like, anyways, GG. Still was a good set. It was good.